We're live. So, hey guys, this is Rich. Thanks for checking out Kansas City's Networking Connection. And today I'm here with Mark Yanda with DeMayo Enterprises. And first thing, right out of the gate, I'm going to get started with our standard, non-standard disclosure. And for the record, we are not, nor will we ever be giving legal, investment, or health advice on this channel. Our opinions are our own, and if you need those services, you should seek competent advisors in those fields. This information is presented for entertainment purposes only. You have been warned, and the whole idea behind this group is the Zig Ziglar quote: "You can get everything in life you want. You just help enough other people get what they want." That's my goal. I'm here to help other people kind of figure out how they can get help from other people, and so that's what we're here to do today. To talk to Mark and get kind of a breakdown of what Mark is. Mark and I met through MAREI, the Mid-America Real Estate Investors Association. So, Mark, why don't you tell everybody kind of what you do?
Hey guys, good morning. Mark Yanda, DeMayo Enterprises. We're a cabinet distributor, luxury vinyl supplier distributor. We sell high quality wood product with integrity and pride. We sell quality first, solid wood. We use maple, birch. We manufacture with raw material. And we do our filling, our sanding, our pre-prime, our finish. We box everything up in a unit, and we ship it abroad. We sell from containers to single family. Everything we sell, again, is like solid wood, plywood sides, banded shelves, adjustable steel pegs. We don't use plastic. We don't do MDF. We don't do particle board. It's quality first. Everything that we build as through subcontract is nailed and glued, stapled, crown built, so it's a quality build. It's built in Missouri. Mm-hmm. We are like our drawer sets are dovetailed, so it's old school. It's solid wood. Some finger joint. We do soft close drawer door. Standard across the board. We don't sell anything with a roller or epoxy slides. It's all quality. Awesome. Quality it's really simple. If you have the desire to create a professional result for others, you end up with professional grade, and you don't have to get too concerned about quality, because it's every single time.
Right. So, and before I forget, everybody, Mark's contact information as well as links to his Facebook and website are all in the description. So go there and look at that and find links to his page. I can tell you that if you go on their Facebook page, for sure, there's tons of awesome kitchen pictures on there. I mean, it's just amazing. The kitchens are phenomenal. You look at it and go, man, that is just fantastic looking place. So, and I got the word today that my wife's like super excited about this interview because we need everything that you sell. So I'm unfortunately going to be writing you a giant check here in the future. So, I mean, unfortunate for me, fortunate for you. So, so anyway, so let's get into these questions. How did this start?
Back in the 80s, I was a tile setter. I worked for Ziller Tile in Grand Island, Nebraska. I was an apprentice. We started doing a little bit of work out in California, San Ysidro, San Diego County, did some stuff in LA County. And then I moved to California, and I got involved with a couple different manufacturers out there after I left the tile industry, started selling stone. And worked for companies, Spain, Portugal, Greece, Brazil, Italy, just to name a few countries of origin. Really got my feet wet in the stone industry. And we sold for several different quarries and sold to companies like Del Tile, Florida Tile, American Olean, things to those effect. Down the road, I ran into a Chinese company. They wanted to buy block from us. From a couple quarries that I was working with, and they had a lot of money, and they asked if I could help them out in the industry, which I did. And it worked for several years, and then finally they said, it really make a lot of sense if you did cabinetry, because you guys are selling block and you're selling slabs.
Mm-hmm.
What would you entertain cabinetry? At the time I was like, man, it seems like I just don't know if I got the skill set for cabinetry. And they said, Mark, it really isn't that difficult. I mean, if you came down to our plant, we could show you how we produce our stuff. We're not, it's not rocket scientists. We're just using quality wood and with quality practices. And we'd like you to sell it because you talk well, and we'd like you to be a rep. So I went to work for them. The name of that company is Cabinetry One. Honestly, they're probably one of the largest companies in the world in cabinetry. They do a lot of cabinetry around the world. They do, like, these guys sell to Menards and Home Depot and Lowe's and those kind of guys. And I learned a lot from those guys. And then their quality wasn't quite the quality that I desired. And so I kept looking at some alternatives, and I went to them and I said, hey, would you guys entertain selling the real stuff? And they were like, well, no, because frankly, we're selling what the market requires, and really selling something better doesn't make sense in our model because our model works.
Yeah. So
I thought about that, and I was like, man, it's got to be really, why can't we sell like solid maple or birch or cherry or oak? And they were like, it just doesn't make sense to us. So after a couple of years of that, I made a decision to go off on my own.
Okay.
And it was a tough choice, and there were some hurdles, but I had learned all the infrastructure working with these guys in China. So it really came out to my benefit, because it was like going to the University of Cabinetry.
Sure.
When you work for a manufacturer that's that large, and you're in sales management and operations, you learn everything. You learn how to get it off the boat. You learn how to get it on the railhead. You learn how to get it on a chassis. You learn how to get it to the job site. You know how to offload it to the jobs. You know what to say, how to say it, all that stuff you learn. And honestly, God put me in front of these guys, and they were really beneficial. And to this day, we sell together, and we sold them. It's a unique experience because I didn't lose anything. They did, and we both gained from it.
Sure.
And then I went into this quality. I went to the actual manufacturer that one of my competitors was purchasing from, and I said, hey, I want like solid birch or solid maple fronts. And they were like, sure. It's going to be a lot higher than what you said it was. But when it was finally done, the numbers were about 12% higher.
Oh,
and all of a sudden, we had the top quality at the lowest price in the country. And honestly, guys, if anybody that's done business with me knows that we don't mark our stuff much. And we get a lot of people that will call up and they're like, oh man, I got this special deal. And then they look at our stuff and they're like, is that real number? Mm-hmm. It's a real number. Why don't you mark it up more? Why?
Yeah.
But anyway, so I get off on a tangent on that, but that's how I got started. I basically went through the stone industry up into the cabinetry industry and learned from the best. And I've always found that if you work with professional people, Rich, there you get professional result.
No, that's right.
Almost 99% of the time, if you're a Ziegler fan, if you're talking to anybody that has any strength in the industry, it's all about integrity and quality.
That's right.
And price honestly doesn't exist in most of this stuff. And then if you're an importer like we are, and you're selling directly to your family and your friends, your community, and you don't mark this stuff up, you get really strong results, and they're explosive. And there's a reason why it's a reason why we do what we do. It's not really rocket scientists. It's just, it's like there's no secret ingredient.
Well, so how long have you been doing the cabinet manufacturing then?
2010.
2010. Okay. Oh, wow. What a great time to start product, doing stuff that the market was kind of a rough one then. But I mean, that's a great time to grow too. I mean, because a lot of your competition probably was underwater or headed that way real fast. So I know a lot of companies died because they let guys get out there on credit. So they and then all of a sudden there's a house there that they can't get any money for. So
we did. At that time I was my business partner at that time was Roger Lewis with Stone and Beyond International. We had an office in Kansas City on 31st and Terrace, Kansas City, Missouri. We were a wholesaler. We sold diamond tool and sink, faucet, and coarse granite slabs. So we sold to companies like Braco Stone and Kinney's Tile, those kind of guys.
Oh yeah. So what were the biggest issues with getting that part of the business started, the cabinet manufacturing side?
The number one issue was probably freight. And you need to find a freight forwarder that has integrity and is honest. And I found a couple guys that I was working with through China that were really good at moving things, and they were consistent.
Yeah.
And then you kind of get favor because if you work with those professionals, you tend to get this professional result. So you can move like a container from like factory down to like the port to a container ship to the port. And then, if you do things right and they realize that you're doing things right, you don't get like egg checked. They don't jack with you.
Yeah.
If you do things right, things go right.
Well, yeah.
If you do underhanded stuff, they'll check you all the time. You'll have all kinds of delays.
Yeah.
And so working with professional people from the freight standpoint, that was big. The second thing is working with people that had a quality mindset in wood.
Yeah.
So we were selling, pro grade lumber, choice lumber. And so we had a pretty consistent supply, and we're buying we're buying all solids. We're not using veneers. We're not using polyethylene terephthalate, or we're not using nylons or polymers to cover our stuff with. They're using paint.
Right.
We use like a Mohawk is a paint manufacturer. We use their paint to paint with.
Okay.
So I prime with Mohawk and paint with it. And if you have a little bit of experience in paint, it's kind of like auto paint, so it lays down about that kind of quality as well. But anyway, you want to use quality product. You're going to have quality shipping. You want to manufacture with quality. But the biggest hurdle is probably freight. Once you get freight down, most of it kind of goes into place. The quality's still there, but the freight's probably the number one thing.
And then, did anybody tell you that it wouldn't work?
Oh, yes. There were several of you that said that I was like crazy.
Yeah.
There's no way that you can do that. And
with the better quality product and the more expensive lumber and still make it work, right?
Yeah, because
nobody wants a great product at a great price.
No, they just don't, because who discovered America?
Right.
Well, no, Columbus didn't discover America. I was over here before, my family was over here before Columbus was born.
Right.
Everybody perceived that Columbus discovered America, but really that isn't true. Just like this wasn't true. So if you put your mind to something and you work hard and work with people that have the desire to help you, and you listen. The big one, keep your mouth shut. Listen to these guys will tell you is going to help you.
That 2 ears, 1 mouth, use them accordingly. So now I guess I know the answer to this. Do you love what you do now?
Now, everybody that knows me knows that I'm addicted to servicing my community. I'm addicted to servicing the networks that we're involved with, and having successful outcomes one job at a time is really important to our community, to our city, and providing this extremely high quality at a very low price is just our way of thanking everybody for the opportunity to serve with them. And it just kind of, I guess the point is that if you bless your community, they bless you.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, that's the thing. You're giving back to them and they benefit in the long run. I mean, because if the house is nice, looking good, everything stays together, it's increased property values. I mean, it's the broken window theory, really from the old New York, when they used to have everything falling apart. And if things look good and and you feel good, then there's no problems in the neighborhood. And it starts a lot inside that home. I mean, walking in and seeing a nice, beautiful kitchen will change your day. Trust me, as I was the guy installing a bunch of them, there's people walking in just going, oh my God, this feels like so totally new place. And I love it. We were going to move and now we're staying there forever. And it's just amazing how that can make such a huge difference in people's lives. So, we kind of covered the how did you find the job with the manufacturers you were working with or distributors. But if someone watching wanted to follow in the same career path, would you recommend doing it the same way, or is there a better way to get to where you're at now?
There's several ways of getting to where one needs to go. The biggest one that you need to overcome is that you need to stay on the course. You need this, once you set the path, you need to stay on the path. You need to have a really solid business plan. So you need to have something written down that you understand very well. And then you need to talk to, or rather surround yourself with professional grade attitude. So you want to surround yourself around people like Rich, someone that is someone that's maintaining a perspective in the market that everybody can see visually. So those are the people you want to stand by. And then when it hits the fan, they'll stand by you. And they'll say, hey man, it's cool, don't worry about it, shake it off, everybody goes through that, and they build you up.
Yeah.
And your character will tell you that you'll fail. But that's the key to success. If you don't have hurdles in front of you, there is no successful outcome. 100%. You will not find it, because the hurdles are those obstacles are the things that build your character up. Yep. In the industry as you grow. So people that say, hey, you can't do that, not true. You can do whatever you decide. Once you make up your mind to do it and you sell yourself on it, trust me, if you hang around pro-grade people like Rich, you're going to end up with professional results. That's it in a nutshell.
Well, I'm flattered. Thank you. I mean, I don't know that I do anything except for I'm not smart enough to know I shouldn't do some of the stuff that I do. That's all I can really say.
I know this is a Mark Yanda deal, but I'm going to throw something out there. So, guys, this is somebody that takes out his time. He takes out his time to help his community out, to help his community see, and to avoid some of the hurdles that we as professionals run across in the field. And honestly, I'm not paying him to do this broadcast, and he's not paying me to do this broadcast. He's doing this because he has a desire for a successful outcome for our market. And this is the kind of people that I have been around this whole time to get where I'm at. This guy. And this this kind of person, this is what it's going to take to get to that level. It's not what you know, it's who you know.
Right.
And it is going to boil down to hang around with people that partner with you. You got to find that partnership, and you got to get involved with that brothership, and you got to have those talks. Hey man, I'm just wondering to know why my P&L is in this particular shape, or what do you think about this shrink being lost, gains, different things to this effect that you wouldn't normally have with maybe your spouse, but you got to have with like your homeboy. And Rich is the kind of guy you want to talk to, because if he doesn't know, he's going to find somebody that does know.
That is true, and that's that's kind of where this idea came from, because I have so many people call me, go, hey, who do you know who does this and that? Well, now you can go watch these interviews and find out who you're talking to on the phone before they call. And I mean, it is. I don't know everything, but I know everybody else who knows everything else, right? So.
Well, and again, once you set the platform up, you don't. Once you're sold on it, you don't stop.
Yeah, right.
You continue to move. I mean, guys, if there's no hurdles in your life, you're not going to be successful.
You're 100% right.
People that I know, and Rich and I, and there's a lot of us that stumble around and we fall and hit the ground. So when you do fall, the only decision that you need to make is when you get back up.
Yep.
Right. The only time you fail is when you don't get back up.
100%.
That's the only time you fail. If you do that day in and day out, when you fall, get back up, fall, get back up, fall, get back up, you'll win. Eventually, you'll hit the target.
Well, you know, it's crazy, Mark. The toughest gig I ever had was my starting my concealed carry holster company, because, you know, I like to market stuff as much as the next guy, but, you know, the problem is marketing something that you can't see is rather difficult. So, you know, it just totally changed my mindset. And you know what? Because of the way I had to reinvent how I market things, it made everything from that point forward so much easier, right? So that hurdle, like you said, was like, oh, I could have stopped and said, there's no way I'll make this work, because, I mean, how do you market something you can't see? You got to just change the way you're thinking. And next thing you know, I'm able to switch that around. And now it made me even better at the other things that I do, right? Because I market a house, hell, I can see it. You know, everybody can see it. It's not a big deal. So you're 100% right on that, though. And,
you know, like I watch like, and this is something kind of basic, but, you know, it's like that Kung Fu Panda movie.
Yeah.
I was watching that with the family a while back, you know, and, you know, my grandson was just tickled about that. And, you know, the moral of the story is there's no secret ingredient. It's what you make it and what you think you can make it. And once you make up your mind and you make the decision that you're going to be first and you're going to assist the community and you're all going to come across the finish line first, your successful outcome will increase dramatically.
Yep, 100%. So, so the next question is, what do you need help with now? What are the folks out there watching? If you were like, hey, I need something, I'm looking for something from, you know, I need a widget or whatever, what would that be right now?
You know, the biggest, I need a number of things. I need to add like a railhead on the Union Pacific line to the Burlington line. Just one more railhead would be great, and maybe about 300 engines, and, you know, a couple thousand cars.
Okay. Well, we'll talk to people. I'm sure that everybody up there in Nebraska is watching at the offices.
You're more than probably right. Just be like, oh, that'd be a great idea, Mark. You know, you just put together $1 trillion budget, and yeah, we'll build the bridges, and we'll put a railhead, no big deal. Yeah.
Sure. And I mean, how long does it take to build a train or two or car? I don't know.
I mean, no problem, man. Just put together.
Yeah, right. I mean, we're got parts laying around.
Magical tricks. Yeah, my number one. I mean, honestly, our number one issue right now is freight. We've got some. You know, I'm waiting on some parts that I've been waiting on since August. Yep. I've got hardware problems. I can't. Right now, we're pretty good shape on hardware, but, you know, normally we have stock of hardware.
Yeah, right.
And right now, we don't have stock, guys. We're actually manufacturing, and as soon as we get it, it's going into the cabinet shop. Where before we had about a 90 to 120 day supply. Mm-hmm. And when this COVID thing hit, our business took off. We tripled.
Remodel is crazy.
Well, yeah, I just went crazy. It's like, hey, man, I want this and I want that. It was great I'm not complaining. Right. I really was in a good situation. We were able to service all our customers, but we'd have a face front we couldn't get. I've got a couple customers that we've been waiting on a face front for 3-4 months.
Wow.
The assembly is not available, and it's not come in yet. Now they've had, they're not real thrilled that there's a problem, but it is what it is. Right. And people are like, hey man, why am I waiting 6 months to get a refrigerator? Honestly, I wish I had a better answer, but it is reality. If you want that refrigerator, you're going to have to wait maybe 5-6 months to get it. And if you don't want it, I'd recommend you buy this other model. no different in the cabinet business. We have some holes.
Yep.
And that would be another thing I'd like to fix is the holes. I'd like to eliminate all those container ships off the coast so I could bring my stuff in so I could make myself a lot so I could service you guys better.
I think we should just start that
Number
inland
one.
trench that they can all just kind of, it's our like canal to Kansas or Missouri. We'll just take care of them. They can just pass each other. It's like a big, Panama Canal, but up here.
Magic carpet ride.
Yeah, there you go. So lots of lifts and blocks in there to get them up and past the mountains, but we can do it. So do you have a mentor?
Yeah, I do. So I have several mentors, and they call me on my stuff.
How did you find them? That's the next question. So we'll just.
I went to different meetings. I went to different training seminars. I went to different public events.
Mm-hmm.
I got involved with our community, with our community leadership. And I met a number of people that had the desire to work and help me. And I helped them. And, it really, it's been important for my success is to find somebody that I could bounce stuff off of that wouldn't take it personally, that had my back, that, understood that, at times I just fly off into the sunset and they were able to grab me and pull me back in, and they'd say, hey, settle down, it'll be okay. And,
right.
And those are the guys you need to find. And you can find them. You can go into the community, you can go into your church, you could go into business development groups. You could, you could get on a Zig Ziglar site and start getting involved with the country. And you'll meet a lot of people that have the desire to help you.
Yep.
A lot of us are just getting old and gray and slow, but we still have a great desire to help you guys. If you have a problem, call me, let me know what you have, and I will find somebody that can help you. And if I don't know somebody, I know somebody that does know somebody.
Well, right. And then, and I'll throw out the caveat there. They are still going to have to do whatever it is to help themselves.
Correct.
We cannot do it. I had this happen with another person I was kind of mentoring, and all of a sudden they're like, well, I'm just not really interested. And I'm like, well, and I'm not interested either. So I am not going to be doing it. I've got enough of my own things to do. So just take that into consideration when you're asking people for help. You want to be able to actually get whatever done. Otherwise, it makes it tough the next time you come back for something.
There's another thing that, that I learned. When I was in the military, we worked together.
Yeah.
And I went in the military in the airborne when I was 17. I was going through airborne school, turning 18. In fact, the same month that I went through airborne school, I was turning 18. And, I learned a lot about camaraderie. I learned to partner with, and I learned that we take care of each other. When it hits the fan, we're not concerned about ourselves. We're concerned about our community. We're concerned about the outcome and what our community is going to get by that. And those are the things that we concern ourselves with. And I learned that at a young age. Yeah. And I've been lucky, or I've been blessed, because again, I'm hanging around with professional grade like Rich, because that's what it's going to take in order for you guys to get ahead. If you want a outstanding ride and you want the outcome to be solid, this is the kind of people you want to be with. You want to be with someone like Rich that has the desire to help his community out. Because again, he's not benefiting off this anything except for helping his community. Trust me.
Yeah, no, I'm here here's the thing. This is my standard thing with everybody is I have a lot of amazing friends, and more people need to know about them. And, you're one of those friends, Mark. So
I was going to add two things.
Yes, sir.
Just so everybody knows, we're definitely heavy into cabinetry, but we also are a distributor for KOY. It's KOLAY Flooring. Mm-hmm. We are a manufacturer, representative for KOY. We're an authorized distributor in Kansas City. We
Okay.
do have stock available in Kansas City. We do have a warehouse here. So if you need LVT, luxury vinyl plank, we sell that. If you need SBC, stone polymer composite, not only do we sell it, but we manufacture it. We are manufacturing North America now, so we're not just coming out of the Orient. We've got a factory in Nevada,
Awesome.
so we do manufacture our own stuff. Our labeling, again, is by trademark. Our offices are based out of City of Industry, Los Angeles County. And again, we have a really high quality at a very low price. Honestly, we make some money, but I'm not interested in tripling or quadrupling my money. It just doesn't make sense. If you're going to get a high quality out in the market, you need to keep that, reasonable. Otherwise, the quality is never going to hit the market. That's why you see all that junk out there. And we don't sell junk. Anybody that's ever bought from me knows that we sell quality only. We also sell hardware. If you need handle, you need faucet, you need sink, any of that kind of stuff, we are a manufacturer's rep, and I have been for several years, and we've got some extremely competitive math. The other guy, he probably is buying from somebody that I sell to.
Probably.
It's all good. It's in the channel, but it's kind of unusual to have a distributor selling to like pro grade home flipper, real estate company, and as Rich has mentioned, we sell to the trades. We don't sell retail. People come in the shop, I'll hook them up, I'll get them set up with someplace, but we're not going to sell to your customer directly.
Right.
I've got more respect for you and you leading the charge than to sell to your customer directly.
So that's good to know. And so before we're got our last question here, but again, if everybody goes out there and likes and shares this video with people they know, you guys know somebody's looking for something. Mark's contact information is in the description. But Mark, why don't you give everybody the contact info on here real quick, and that way they'll have it on the video if they're watching.
If you Google me, you can just type in Mark, A is an apple, and then Yanda, Yanda, and hit enter. There'll be two people that'll come up. One will be from the Ravens football team, which is a relative of mine, and the other one will be your brother Mark, which is me, Mark Yanda. The other thing you could do is you can go on to DeMayo Enterprises on Facebook and just hit enter, and we'll come up all over Facebook. If you went to MAREI, and that's an acronym, and that's something that Rich probably have in the comments below. We are a vendor for, and a vendor in a number of venues in the KC area. You can also go to DeMayoEnterprises.net, and we'll be under, that's kind of a website. And again, my cell phone number is 913-980-4260. That's my personal number. I'm the owner, although my niece is really in charge. She's like a head of operations here. My wife's really in charge, to be honest with you. I'm kind of an employee. People ask me, and I'm like, dude, I'm the forklift driver. And they're like, you're picking cabinets? I'm like, I pick cabinets. I actually unload containers. I'm pretty versatile.
Well, at least you know your place.
Yeah. And then 816-673-1546 is our office number. Honestly, it goes right to Ashley's cell phone numbers, and we answer our phone like on Sunday. A lot of these guys, man, they're not, they're Monday through Friday. When the phone shuts off, they're off. We don't run our business that way, guys. I mean, honestly, if we got a fire at 11 o'clock at night, I'd rather come up with a solution with, so we can get that taken care of. The other guy, he probably won't answer his phone. If you call me, it'll be a longer phone conversation than maybe you'd like, but I will come up with lots of answers for you and solutions because
Awesome.
I like to talk.
Well, I'm guilty of that myself, so I can't hold that against you. So, any final thoughts before we let everybody go this morning?
I would say to everybody out there that if you're looking for something, it's probably not. It's something that you can do. If you have the desire to do something, whatever that is, stick with it. Don't give up. Don't listen to your neighbor when they say, hey, Rich, you can't make that hoster. Don't listen to your neighbor when he goes, hey, how are you going to sell this stuff? Don't worry about what somebody says to you, and don't let it affect you, because most people in the beginning of a search are searching as well. And don't get confused, because they'll set you off in some cases in the wrong direction because of jealousy, because of threats, or whatever it may be. So just be careful about who you surround yourself with. Find somebody that's a solid partner, that's going to back you up 150%. Stay with those people. And then as you branch out, you'll see what kind of outcome that these other people had, and you'll see why they failed. And it wasn't because they didn't have the desire, it's because they listened to someone like who discovered America. And it wasn't Columbus. We were here before Columbus.
Right. So, and I will say that I think you hit the nail on the head there, because all of us have people in our circle who are, they're very interested in making sure that you do not, you do not go above them as far as success. They would rather keep you down, and I've been around those people, and once you get around some, you start to realize that they are really not there to help. You need to turn their stuff into motivation, right? To show them, hey, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to show them why, because they're out to make sure that you're not more successful than them. And it sounds crazy, but people do it all the time. So just don't surround yourself with those people. And if you do, I mean, you still can, just know what you're getting from them.
Right. And that's probably the number one thing, is you want to hang with people that have integrity. You'll be able to tell. They'll look you straight in the eye. They'll say, hey, Rich, this is a great idea. I'm really proud to see that you're coming along like this. And I'm excited about the opportunity that you're going to offer the market with this hoster. Those are the kind of guys that you want to stand with. The guy that goes, hey, I'm not really too sure they made it on your market, you want to distance yourself from that guy. It's not because he's a bad person. It's just that he doesn't understand where he's going.
Right.
Good chance that if you talk with a guy that has integrity, and he has pride, and he's talking quality first, and he's got your back, that's a guy you want to be with. Even if he's a little bit dweeby, or, I'm not picking on people, and I'm just saying that, or maybe he's an over talker like I am. Honestly, I'm going to back you up. When it hits the fan, guys, I'm going to be there for you. If it hits the fan, Rich is going to be there for you. We're going to find people that'll solve your problems very quickly, because that's what we do. It isn't about what you do. It's about what we do.
Right.
None of us use me. There's not a lot of me going on. If you've noticed in these conversations that Rich has, he's not talking about me. He's talking about we. We as a community. We as the strength. So we're strong in America as a community because we're together. And together gets results. Teamwork gets results. Individuals, they accomplish some wins, but most individuals fail long term.
That's correct.
Teams win.
I mean, you just can't keep that up all the time. You got to have other people surrounding you and helping you stay motivated and keep things going. So, but anyway, well, thank you for your time today, Mark. We appreciate you being here. And anybody, reach out to Mark. He's giving you his contact information. It's in the description. Be sure to like and share this with your friends. And I want to say thanks again, Mark. And you guys have a great day. We'll talk to you.